What's going on, boys? NealGuides here. Welcome back to another video. Now in today's video I'm going to show you how to use the 4-2-3-1, the most meta formation in FIFA 22. The custom tactics and instructions that I'll give you in this video will help you get a couple extra wins in weekend league or rivals. So you're trying to get to that elite division, or you're trying to get into rank 1. This is definitely the video for you. I've been altering and testing this formation for a couple of weeks, and the 4-2-3-1 has triumphed back to being number 1 even on the pro scene. It's because it's still the only formation where you can attack in a 4-striker formation with your 3 cams and your striker, but one of your CDM can also join the attack to make it a 5. Likewise, offensively, the pros like it. Defensively, it's the same thing. It's one of the few formations where you can defend in a 4-5-1. You have 2 CDMs, you have a compact tight unit, you're good against counter attacks, you're good against long shots. You can basically play everything very, very well with this formation. One thing the pros also love about this formation is with the 4-2-3-1, the 2 CDMs, they sit pretty deep. And that means that they can cut the passing lanes out to stop distribution of play to the strikers. But the cam is also there to prevent long shots. So you can always change your cam and press. I've given these tactics out to a pilot group and I've tested them. So whether you're a silver player or whether you're elite player, I know these tactics work for you. If you like this video, don't forget to like this video, comment and subscribe. But don't forget I've got other videos on my channel as well for other formations and tutorials. But let's get straight into it. So as I said, the 4-2-3-1, the main reason is that you have the 3 cams and you have the strikers that you can all attack with. And you can also bring your CDM forward to create numerical advantage against any defense, even against the 5-man defense. Likewise, when you defend, you also defend in a compact 4-5-1. And again, compared to the 4-4-2, you don't have that lack of midfield or lack of someone in the midfield cam area. So you can always use the cam to become an extra striker and act, I suppose you can say, as someone that can cut the passing lanes out. Now let's go over straight into tactics. Now it's important you listen to the reasons why. I'm going to explain some things that you can do, and if you're an elite player or if you're a silver player, to fine tune this and perfect it to your style. So the defense style, we left it on balance. We haven't changed it simply for the fact is that this is a very balanced formation. You don't want to go ultra attacking when the game starts, and more importantly, you don't want to use drop back, because drop back is one where if you go too far back, your opponent will get the ball outside the box and you'll start spamming finesse shots. You don't want that to be happening. So you want to be using balance. The game actually works very, very well with balance. They actually stay in position. They actually press a little bit as well. But compared to the rest, you conserve stamina, you conserve your shape, and ultimately you're more defensively stable. Going over to the width, we would increase, well, I was going to increase the width at the beginning, but I've reduced it. Simple the fact because everyone is playing down the middle. People are not going down the wing that much. They may go down the wing in the initial phase, but at the end of the day, they always come towards the middle of the pitch. And you don't want to be too narrow where someone can pass the ball on the outside. And don't forget, because the 4-5-1, the weight's laid out. When you tuck in a 4-5-1, the lamb and the ram, they basically act as wings when you attack. When you defend, they're basically wide lambs and rams, wide left mid, right mids. So they are perfect for defending in the narrow system. So that's why you don't need too much of a greater width, and you control the middle of the pitch, and of course you get the deflections much in your favor. Now the depth, we reduced this to 40. Again, we don't want to be too high up where if we're so high up, our opponent's going to play simple through ball in behind. Don't forget, this is not a go out, all out attack formation. This is a formation you want to use for the entire game. And likewise, if it's too low, people are just going to have the ball outside your box. Number 1, start spamming finesse shots. Or the second thing, pass the ball to the striker and do an agile dribbling. You don't want to get pinned in your own box. That's the worst thing you want to do. So 40 is appropriate balance between being far enough forward where you can press, but not so far deep where through ball or you get pinned inside your box. Now, for the build-up play, we've actually changed it this year. We've gone to slow build-up play. It's because you want to build up progressively, you want to build up systematically, and everyone's using team press. If you use fast build-up play, you could get caught because everyone starts running forward. You might have seen your players start running forward half the time, like I got no one to pass to. Slow build-up play makes everything progressive, and you can always use the L1 trigger to make players move faster. Now, strongly recommend slow build-up play for all skill ranges. If you're on the elite level, I'd recommend balance. Now for chance creation, we have gone with forward runs this year. Now forward runs is really effective, especially in the final third. Like to think of slow build up play as being the first 2/3, and the last third is forward runs. Now forward runs, the reason why it's so effective, especially with the 4-2-3-1, there's no getting behind function for the strikers. If you try to go to the strikers and press getting behind, there's no option to do that. So what basically forward runs, similar to I suppose you can say long ball, is saying, okay, in the final third, I want those camps me making runs into deep areas, making runs it behind, and making runs going forward. So it generally makes a team more attacking. If you put the 4-2-3-1 with just with balance, you can give this to a pro player and they can play exceptionally well. The truth is, most people are not pro players. They're not using L1 triggers, not using creative runs, not using 1-2s. So you need to do forward runs if you know the 4-2-3-1 is defensive for you. You would know this. You'd play the game, you'd be like, you know what, this formation is too defensive for me. You turn forward runs, it becomes a different beast, a complete different formation. Now for the attacking width, I've gone with 45. Again, I've tested out 70, I've tested out 30. The truth is that it's just perfect. If you ever want to make this team even wider, all you have to do is activate the D-pad tactics, hug the sidelines, and the team becomes wider anyway. So why make that into a tactic? 45 gives the perfect balance, because don't forget your left mid and right mid, they act as wingers. When you do these 1-2s back to your left back and right back, they're still going to be making runs in behind down the wing very, very wide. And especially as overload the ball side, you don't want these guys to be too far away. So 45 width makes them, so if your opponent's using overload the ball side, they're enough for you where you can pass them outside the box to finesse it, or you can basically get the ball in those regions. Now, plays the box, again, this one I would say is up to you. I normally go with 4 or 3. I think 3 is the best for me because I don't cross the ball and I like to pass the ball, loft the pass outside the box and then take a shot. Corners and free kicks, I then leave them on 1. Now, going over to the instructions. For the striker, everyone stay forward, stay central and get it behind. It's important you don't want your striker to be drifting and swapping with your right mid, number 1. You want them to be staying forward and they're all the entire time ready for the counter attack, and the get it behind feature perfect for the L1 triangle abuse or the lob through ball abuse. I just want to say, if you do want to get better at FIFA, I do have a paid advanced in-depth FIFA School Series. This is for all levels of those that want to improve in FIFA. This is different from YouTube videos. It's in a progressive learning system where all the videos go completely in-depth with examples and explanations. You won't find these videos on my YouTube channel, and these go beyond the scope of typical YouTube videos. They are very elaborate, in-depth videos in a structured format explaining what you need to do one by one incrementally. So come join hundreds of others in a mature audience community for those looking to get better at FIFA. Patreon.com/NealGuides. Link is down below in the description. Of course, I have all of my previous year's videos that still apply to this year, and I have new videos for FIFA 22 being frequently released, and it's already there already, and new ones coming out to adjust to the patches. It's a complete money back guarantee as well, so if you don't get better after 1 month, I'll refund your money. That is a NealGuides guarantee. Patreon.com/NealGuides. But anyway, back to the video. Then we have the cam. The cam, everyone stay forward and conservative. For the same reason we had it last year, is to conserve stamina, but also it's because we don't want them to move too much. We want them to stay in position, and if we want, we can always use teammate contain to aid the attack process if we're trying to get the ball back. We want this guy to really conserve his stamina. If you want, you can use get into the box for a cross, but me, because I don't cross the ball in that much, I prefer this guy to be outside the box, so that is why I left him unbalanced. For the left attacking mid and the right attacking mid, we have both of them on comeback and offense. Again, I would suggest conservative for the same reason why is sometimes they press too much. With conservative, they're going to be running back and forth the entire game. This way, A, you conserve stamina, but B, when you lose the ball, they're not overly aggressive. They kind of stay in position. So if your opponent's left mid is running it behind, they'll most likely track them as opposed to stepping out and trying to be aggro with aggressive or balanced. So conservative for the stamina and to avoid getting out of position, and you want them to come back so you can defend in a 4-4 system, and that's why I have them on comeback and defense. That way you defend kind of in a 4-4-1-1, but you're also ready to branch out and counter attack. Now for both the CDMs, you have them both on cut passing lanes, cover center, and stay back while attacking. Positioning freedom, we left it all on balance. Now, if you're an elite player, or let's say for example you're a gold 3 player last year, and you're looking at this formation, you're like, okay, this is either A, too defensive, or B, I'm struggling with attacking, you can leave this guy unbalanced. I'd recommend someone who's got high work rates here or high medium. Either one of those two will work perfectly in a balanced system. If they haven't got those work rates, use get forward. But of course, remember, you will be attacking in a 5 striker formation, but don't forget, you'll be very attacking on that 1 CDM back. So if you know you can't defend very well, then you'll be in trouble. Ideally, someone like Hullet would be very, very well here, do very well here, and someone like Pogba on the cheap end, or someone like Ronaldo Sanchez could even do somewhat decently well. Bruno Fernandes would be perfect here. On the other side, you want someone like Kante, someone that's defensive, someone that can stay back, medium-high work rates, Sissoko on the cheap. If you want, you can use positional freedom, but I'll be honest, it makes no difference. Free roam, they end up just being in random places where I don't want them to be. I want them to be in the middle so they can shoot outside the box, play the ball to my cam, distribute it to the striker, do the 1-2, so I left it on balance. But the most important thing is put these guys on cover center. You don't need to put them on cover wing because the left mid and right mid, they're coming back to cover the wing. So leave these guys in cover center. Now finally going to our defensive line, goalkeeper and centre backs on balanced, no conservative here. The left back and right back, we left them on stay back, conservative, overlap and step up. Now, this part's important. We left them on overlap, so when they do go forward, if you use attack and fullbacks as a D-pad option, it pushes the cams inwards. You don't want your right backs going on the inside and your actual wingers that can shoot on the outside. That is pointless. You want them overlapping on the outside, just like we do in real life. We put them on conservative because of counter attacks. Not only stamina, but problem is people are doing the through balls down the wings. And these defenders, I don't know if you noticed this, but they sometimes defend very well this year. AI defending for 1-2s down the wings is actually very, very good. I found that with balanced, they're aggressive. With conservative, they're never out of position. So you never get counter-attacked unless you make a mistake. As long as you can switch this guy and you're good enough, you'll never get counter-attacked if you're smart and you play safe. So that's why we have stay back, overlap, and of course stay backs, they don't go forward. Now step up, again, this is an elite player option. Realistically with step up, you have to be smart. You got to know when to run back and when to not. And that's why I say you have to be an elite player to use this. If you're sitting here and you're saying last year you did not get elite 3 consistently, just leave this on balance because it will cost you mathematically more times in the weekend league or rivals than of course using balanced. Balanced, they do it very, very well. Step up just means that when you get a chance, they might step up to evade that 1-2. With conservative, it works very, very well. But if you don't step up enough, you could be in deep trouble and could get counter-attacked if you don't run back in time. Because sometimes they might try to bait you, do an L1 trigger. If you don't run back, you're in trouble. But that is of course the 4-2-3-1 tactics and instructions. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget I've got more formation videos like this on my channel. Don't forget to subscribe to my Patreon service as I mentioned to get better at FIFA. Link is down below in the description. And one final thing of course is we're going to be playing wingers here and a second striker here. Don't play cams who are very slow. You want to be playing fast wingers here because they act as wingers. And you will be playing either a cam here like KDB or a second striker like Heung-min Son. Thanks for watching. Take it easy and I'll catch you next time. Peace out.